Here we are on the 6th day of school dismissal. We were given notification from the State Office of Education and the governor about the school dismissal on March 13th, and today is March 23rd. We're excited to, announce that things are going really well. Our hearts go out to those who are suffering and struggling at this time with COVID-19. Our hearts are also a little sore at some of the loss that our students have experienced. We have seniors who are experiencing a senior year that is far different than what they imagined. They have faced the loss of sports seasons. They are looking at potential of a vastly different end of the school year. A lot of the activities, dances and other things that our students look forward to, the programs that our schools provide, these students aren't going to have the opportunity to participate in, at least not the same way that they have planned. However, like Wayne Dyer once said, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And this is a great opportunity for us to change the way we look at things. And we've had to do that.
Our main focus is to find ways to help students continue to learn, not to overburden them, not to create an opportunity that's going to cause them to fail, but really to give them an opportunity to succeed as we move forward. We're looking at this as 2 weeks, but with the possibility that it could go longer, and we want to make sure that we're building things in for students.
So one of the challenges obviously is moving from this on-site education into this digital world, and our teachers, many of them have been using digital tools already in their classroom to handle some sort of digital work, but that obviously wasn't the bulk of what they were doing. Some of it is still paper-based. And so one of the first things we did yesterday, in fact, was start some training for our teachers on across the board how to use specific digital tools. We started with Google Classroom to make sure that everybody had a chance to understand how to use that, and just how to create an assignment. What does it look like? What happens when the students turn that in? What does that look like? How do you grade something like that? How do you give feedback to students?
So I think a unique situation, or I guess it's a challenge as well as an opportunity, is looking at how we can still instruct, provide that positive feedback in a situation we've never had before. It's real different when you don't have a student right in front of you and you can see what they're doing and you can help them immediately. We're trying to give appropriate, worthwhile, productive activities, but also the unique situation of being able to call a student every single day and be able to check in with them and say, do you have an instructional question? What's going well for you today? Where are you hung up? And also to be able to keep that relationship, that personal relationship that we've worked so hard to build, and making sure that those students know we're still here for you, we care for you, we want you to be successful, and let us help you. It just looks different, but we still feel the same about you.
Well, we're trying to make this as stress-free as we can for our kids. We're also trying to make sure that they're reviewing all of what we've been trying to teach them, so they're not having such a huge slip when they come back. So we have reading, math, just most of the core subjects we're trying to cover, plus a lot of fun things that they can do with their family to still be social, but separated from everybody else.
We've made packets that have some fun things on them. They're learning from home kindergarten packets, and we just put silly pictures on them, pictures from our aides and our office staff, so that they can remember us. We don't want them forgetting us. And some fun packets that not only have the essential standards that we want them to just keep up with, but things like brain and body breaks that they need to take throughout the day, some little snacks, some little treats, a pencil, some crayons, some things that will help them with their learning, and in order to take breaks and have fun.
First of all, I think this is kind of a sad situation, but it's kind of exciting nonetheless, because we're getting to explore with internet-based virtual curriculums. We get to go online and we get to explore different opportunities that you don't always get to do in a brick and mortar building, with students being able to learn from home.
All right, so I teach biology and wildlife biology as well as several dino academies. The problem that I'm running into is I have a lot of in-group work that we do in class. I don't really assign homework, but generally my assignments are pretty rigorous and require a team of students working. And so they need each other to complete the work appropriately and at a high enough level that I'll accept it. And so one of the challenges I'm running into is trying to keep them filling those roles while also like being able to meet the criteria that I'm looking for. And how I'm doing that is making videos and allowing them to work together on a Google Doc so that they can collaborate and share ideas and hopefully be able to understand the content and more importantly to use the skills that they need to meet the criteria.
My classes, in my English classes, we have a lot of novels that we're looking at. So my students are assigned novels, they'll be reading those, and then they'll be checking in with me, periodically answering some questions, and we'll do a lot of things like through email and Google Classroom.
Boy, have things gotten strange around here. Right now, we're just preparing to get some online materials and content ready for our students. And right now, I'm literally making a coloring book page for my students so they can practice color theory. I wanted to make sure that I could create content that was accessible to them. So I'm making this ridiculous coloring book page, and my students are going to color different ones, different color schemes to practice their color theory, and then later on they'll take a quiz. It's daunting. Everybody's doing their best, and I think we're gonna learn a lot through this experience.
I am working with staff and families just to help coordinate, make sure information's getting out there. Today I've been calling families, letting them know about when and where they can pick up the homework packet. So our students' brains are going to still stay in school mode and reading mode, kind of keep it consistent. I've also been reaching out to the families so that they know where they can pick up the school breakfast and the school lunch, and to make sure that they have been made aware of those resources that are currently out there.
Currently, right now, our number one priority is to help the teachers. So if they have questions about what curriculum is okay to send home, I'm helping them get the materials and resources so that they have enough materials and resources that they can send home with their students, so that we know that our students have learning material that's going to support them during this time. I'm also helping the paras to keep them busy and make sure that their job right now can continue to help our school so that it can continue to function every day, and that when the students come back, we're ready for them.
The support staff here at Carbon School District have provided a huge lift for us in manpower and the ability for us to accomplish some of the things that we need to do. One example is when we decided that we wanted to provide breakfast and lunch to all the students, even during the dismissal. We took that to Bruce Bean and Heidi Anderson, who are in charge of transportation and foods. They quickly came back and said, we can do this. We know how we're going to do it. We're going to use buses. We're going to be able to provide grab and go breakfast and lunch, and we can do it right away. That was Friday the 13th as well, and by Monday we were delivering breakfast and lunch. It's just incredible to see. We have bus drivers, foods personnel, and paraprofessionals who are helping out, and I've had several reports of just tears of gratitude for their opportunity to see the students and for the students' response to them. What a great thing. We never even thought about the benefit of students being able to see someone familiar that they know from school, as in the bus drivers and the lunch workers, and their excitement at being able to connect with somebody from school.
While this coronavirus is going on, we've all been assigned to carry out a food service program with the district to allow all of the students, not just school students, but their family members, young members 0 to 18, to provide a good meal for them in the morning and in the afternoon. Right now, some confusion has been going on as far as when they're supposed to be at their stop, so we've had to deal with that. But our boss, Bruce, has been really awesome to get us extra hours, to get all of the district's giving everybody extra hours to help out in this mission. We're very honored to do it, and we're getting a pretty good response so far. And today we needed more meals than we've needed before. The lunchroom is impressing me like no other. These ladies are great.
I think this is really great what's going on, especially on the route we're on. There's definitely some kids on this route that might not be getting enough to eat when school's out. So, and we've had a few hiccups, but I think it's going pretty smoothly so far. We're getting a lot of meals out to a lot of kids, and I think it's really going to help.
How are you?